Good Friday after Good Friday morning. It's not afternoon yet for everybody. Sorry about that. I am Sandy with Debbie Sandy Design Co. Thanks for jumping on with me today. We're going to do a sweet little Good Friday craft. We're going to be using some resin, some crushed glass that I got from Dollar Tree. I've got a little signboard that I got from Dollar Tree that I've already started painting, and a metal cross that I think I got at Hobby Lobby. When y'all jump on, tell me good morning so I know that you're here. And we're going to get started. Good morning, Miss Cat. We're going to go ahead and get started with this, and I need to add a little bit more paint to this because when I painted this frame around here, it's still kind of sheer. So I am going to put another coat of paint on that. And I've got Sweet Cream, which is a pretty creamy color, by Plaster Paint. So let's get that on here and we can get to the exciting stuff. So is everybody having a good, peaceful Good Friday so far? And we're just
Yeah.
going to get this done really quick. I'm sorry, Mr. B. He's here helping with comments.
Cat White, Sharon Coffin Ball said good morning. Sherry Wright said hi, Sandy. Tracy Everly Campbell said good morning. Shelley Whitty, Linda Morton, Tammy Bach.
All right, y'all, it sounds like y'all are jumping on. So, good morning. Um, I'll explain a little bit about my craft here while we're getting this paint put on, and I'm just trying to be as neat as I can and get some of the thin places covered. So I'm going to be using the little metal cross that I got at Hobby Lobby, and I think it was on clearance because I think it was about 60 cents. Um, we're going to be using this as our base to help us keep our shape, and we're going to be putting the crushed glass on top of it, and then we're going to be sealing everything with resin. So this makes a pretty simple, sparkly, beautiful little home decor piece. And I'm going to get the lid back on this. And then I want to get this dried. So I'm going to be using my heat gun. I'm going to be using it quite a lot today. So I apologize for the noise. Did you all see for me? She had a beautiful craft and she gave a little bit of her testimony. And I can't tell you how much I appreciated that. She is just the sweetest thing. Okay, I just need to get this dry to the touch so we can go ahead and get started on it. How many of you all have ever worked with resin before? It's one of my favorite mediums. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue on this just to hold it down. I know, Robin, it was great. So just a little bit of hot glue. I want it really thin. And I'm hearing an echo somewhere. Are y'all hearing an echo?
Sharon said she enjoyed Craft Crush last night. She didn't get to see it then, but she watched it this morning.
Wasn't it fun? I love doing Craft Crush. It is so much fun. It is so nice to be able to spend some time with these other ladies where we're not on a time limit, we're not under the gun, and we can just relax and chat. And I thought Cheryl was fantastic last night. Okay, so I've got some of my crushed glass. I've just put it in a Dixie cup, and we're just going to pour it out and maintain our cross shape.
You were talking about resin. Kat said she wants to, but she's intimidated, and Robin Rodriguez said she wants to learn resin.
All right, y'all, looks like we're going to have to do a resin class. Resin is one of my favorite mediums. I've got some tweezers here. I'm going to have to bend them out. Okay, Tony, thank you. It must just be on this end. I'm hearing an echo, and I don't want to drive y'all crazy.
Denise Etheridge sent 50 stars.
Well, thank you for the stars. Y'all are so sweet. All right.
And Sherry said coming through clear, and Tony said sounds fine.
Okay, then it's just on my end, and I can't figure it out. So once you get used to working with resin, it's a whole lot of fun. It's extremely satisfying. And you begin to think of different ways that you can use it. I'm going to move that. I'm just going to spend a little bit of time getting my crushed glass where I want it, except that one doesn't want to go where I want it. Isn't that always the case, though? You always have to have one that misbehaves. It's usually me.
So far, Kat's the only one that said anything. She said tiny echo, but not distracting.
Okay. Well, I can't figure out where it's coming from.
Vivian Gillahan said hello from Arkansas, Jeanette's Twin Creek Creations.
Good morning, Arkansas. Linda, I get the crushed glass. You can get it on Amazon. I happen to find some in Dollar Tree. They don't have a huge selection on colors, but I found some that I loved. You can get large bags of it on Amazon if you look for fireplace glass. All right. Now, I've got a box that I'm going to have to set this in. Okay, this is where everybody holds your breath. Turn this off. Everybody hold your breath, and let's see if I can get this up and over without dumping it.
Connie Wilson sent 50 stars.
Thank you so much for the stars. Okay. I think that looks good. So now I'm going to move this out of the way for just a little bit, and we're going to mix our resin. So resin normally comes in two parts. The resin and the hardener. So we have to mix it. Read the instructions on your resin because each brand is going to have a little bit different instructions. For this one, it is 15 drops of hardener per ounce of resin. So I'm going to mix about 4 ounces. That's going to be probably way more than we need. And once I get this poured, I will show you.
Sharon Coffin-Boss sent 100 stars, and you've got a stars party started.
Oh, thank you for the stars, and thank you for the stars party. All right, I'm just going to set the lid back on that. So my cup has ounce measurements right here. So I put 4 ounces of the resin in, and now I'm going to use 60 drops of the catalyst or the hardener. So I'm going to have to count. Y'all help me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 38, 39, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50, 51, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60. Yay! Now, some resins will come where you mix equal parts. This one has a different kind of catalyst. And now we have to mix for 60 seconds. And I've got Brian over here with a timer so I can see your comments. Robin, as long as you could get it under the light, you could absolutely use a UV resin. Now, some things to look for when you're using resin. On this particular piece, it's not going to matter. But a lot of times, if you're using resin on tabletops or on furniture, you need to make sure that it has a UV protectant in the resin, or you will need to use a UV protectant top coat. Because if it is in the sunlight and it doesn't have the UV protectant, then the resin can turn yellow. Yes, Miss Linda, I will. We have 5 seconds left. All right, we're good. I just want to make sure it's not going to hurt anything for me to go over a little bit. I want to make sure that all of my sides have been scraped. And now,
Cat sent 50 stars.
thank you, Miss Cat. Okay, I'm going to use my little Dixie cup because I've got such a small area to pour in. And I'm just going to pour this out of here and into my Dixie cup so we can pour it on our piece. It just gives me a little bit better control to have a smaller container, and I still have resin left over.
Linda Morton asked if you would post a picture of the resin and the hardener.
I answered her.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Miss Linda, I will. So for using it on glass, what we want to do is to carefully pour it over the glass to begin with. So we make sure that we're getting it down in between all of those little rocks, for lack of a better term.
I had a question. I want to try this. Does it smell? Do you need ventilation?
It does smell a little bit. It's not bad. It smells a lot like acetone, except not quite as strong.
Robin Rodriguez asked, is the UV protectant for all types of resin that may be in the sunlight?
Yes. If your resin doesn't have a UV protectant and it's in the sunlight for any length of time, then you run the risk of it turning yellow. And y'all, we may end up using all 4 ounces. But you can see how putting it in a smaller container gives me a little bit more control over where I'm pouring it and how much I'm pouring. And y'all, I just had an idea. I would like to do this on something. Mr. B, you need to start thinking about this. And have holes behind the glass and put a light so that the glass would glow. And now I'm just going to make sure that I have all of my spaces even. And I don't have any little open spaces like I have right there and up here in the corner. And then I'm going to make sure that I get that glass covered. And I still see a place down here.
Your sister Tammy said, "Good morning, y'all."
Good morning, Miss Tammy. Happy birthday. My sister was a tax day baby. That's how we remember her birthday. Okay, so now we have it on here. A lot of times, if you've ever worked with resin, and I can see some, as soon as you get it poured, you're going to start getting some air bubbles. So, the way that you can pop those, there are several ways. My favorite way, of course, is my micro torch. You can use your heat gun, or you can take a straw and blow on it. Is it carbon dioxide that we breathe out? Will help pop those bubbles. But if you have a large piece, you're going to get really dizzy doing that. So I'm just going to use my micro torch, and we are okay. Nope, I'm going to use my heat gun.
Good.
It should not do that, y'all.
Sharon asked if it was self-leveling, and Linda Morton said she missed the very beginning. Was that a picture frame?
This is a sign that I got from Dollar Tree. It came with the frame already on it. I just gave the outside 2 coats of Whisper Gray. Here it is, by plaster paint, and then did the frame in sweet cream, my favorite, and then black on the background, just to cover up what was already on it. And I'm just going to hit this really quick to make sure I don't have any air bubbles. And yes, it is self-leveling because it is so liquid. And now it will take this probably 24 hours to sit. Because it's a thin layer, it may take less. But there we have it. I will post a picture of it as soon as it's completely set. But by pouring on top of the crushed glass first and letting it run down through there, it's going to permanently attach to the crushed glass, so we don't have to worry about gluing that down. I only glued the metal cross down to make sure that it didn't move on me. Um, Cat, you would probably need a heat gun. I have seen people use a blow dryer on high heat but low velocity. That's a lot of work. Normally, I recommend a micro torch, but a heat gun works best. I haven't tried an embossing tool because normally I'm pouring tabletops or dresser tops or desktops. So I need something that blows a lot of air. Thank you, Miss Linda. Thank you, Sherry. Don't be afraid to try resin. It really is a lot of fun. There are several different types that you can get. I generally, because I work in gallon sizes, I usually get mine from Amazon, and I get a tabletop resin. If anybody wants to know the brand, I can let you know. It does have a UV protectant in it, but if it doesn't, then there are several top coats that you can use that have a UV protectant. As soon as this is dry, then you would just go over the top of it. Now, it does need to be an oil based because of the resin. A water based is just going to beat up on you. Judy, the cute little chicken family. This is in our private group. This is one of the projects that we did in our private group. our supporters group. Um, Kat, I will get that for you. Um, so if you want to know how to do those, you can join our supporters group. I think Mr. B's going to try to post a link. Thank you, Miss Ray. Ray, there are several factors that can affect the bubbles. Generally, your bubbles will take a couple of hours to for all of them to come up. Um, when we're pouring a big piece, like a furniture piece, when we get to this stage, then we call that being on bubble watch. So every 5 or 10 minutes, we'll go back in and see if any more bubbles have risen and just hit them. Thank you, Miss Cat. Oh, Robin, don't be scared to try. I did, this is actually how I found out about UV resistant. When we lived in New Mexico, we had some ruins on our well, not on our property, on the neighbor's property. So we could go find ancient pottery sherds. And I did a coffee table in those, not realizing that I needed a UV protectant. It sat on our porch and it turned amber. So that's a good tip. Oh, Miss Rhonda, try it. It is so much fun to play with. Happy Easter, Miss Judy. I think this weekend is probably one of the most special weekends for me. I generally don't work on Good Friday because I like to take Good Friday and just think about the meaning. Hey, Miss Karen from New Mexico. We moved to Georgia from New Mexico. And welcome to our page. All right, y'all, this one was short and sweet, but I think it's going to have a huge impact. It's already beginning to set. I can see it's a little uneven on the top, so that means that there are parts that are getting ready to set. Uh, Ray, something on every one of my projects is going to be crooked, or I'm going to forget to paint something. Thank you, Mama Darla. I'm glad you like short and sweet. Y'all, I wish you a very blessed Easter weekend. Enjoy your family and remember the meaning of it. Thank you, Tony. Um, I will see you next week, and we love y'all from the bottom of our heart. Have a great day. Bye.